Welcome, everybody. Just give me a minute, as usual, as I type in my little message. Instagram, I don't have a message for you, but feel free to stop in the chat and say hello. Uh, I'm doing it through Restream, which has been a very useful platform, but it's a little glitchy with Instagram on Restream as well. So, anyways, welcome to Coming Into Being. So, really important thing to do for ourselves at this times. We're going through very great changes, and October's going to be. Hey, Diane, I see you. I got to raise this up a little bit. I'm doing two platforms in here. There we go. So that way I can see little messages on Instagram. Hi, back. So as I was saying, we're going through a lot of changes right now, and October is a really pivotal month. And so this piece about coming into being, and there's so many ways of doing it. So many people out there are kind of, giving you, bringing you into it a different way. And here, just providing the space so that you can join and come in and just have that space. It's kind of like taking that coffee break. You go and sit in the coffee room if you're at work, or maybe go down to the corner shop, whatever. Or if you need going to the spa, taking some time to just chill and relax. So this is coming into being here. What else do we have? Oh yes, boarding a prog flight. There she is at the gate again. Yeah, very good. So even joining from work, joining in from wherever you are, just for this time to come in and kind of chill, take that time to really just connect and be with yourself and be in this space. So with that, let's get started, and let's just take a nice deep breath in. Just breathe as deeply as you can. Hold it for a little bit longer than you would normally, and then slowly exhale all the way out, all the way till you get to the bottom of your breath. And squeezing all the air out. And when the breath needs to come back in, when your body needs that breath back in, it will just kick in. And exhaling all your breath out is really good to just release all that kind of stress and tension, that anxiety, because it really kind of brings your mind back into focus. And then just sitting into the heart space, to the chest area. Not the physical heart, but more the kind of cosmic heart space. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just focusing on your chest and just coming into the center of your chest. Imagine yourself just kind of pulling back and with your awareness and sitting, finding that spot that just feels like it's the center of the chest. That's fine. And just putting your awareness there and breathing on your breath, coming in with your breath. Like you're breathing into that space, or you're there. You've dropped into there so fully that it feels like you're there, breathing in the middle of that space. And feel yourself expand. So not just so notice the physical chest expanding and contracting with the breath. But also you might notice at the same time, this whole kind of movement that's bigger than your physical body. Hey, Kayla. Yeah, coming in for some enhanced being. I like that. Yes, let's enhance our being right here. So with that awareness at the so that center point, yeah, and some of you are a little wobbly, just that's okay. It's kind of a realignment, coming more into time space will do that, coming into that more and deeper alignment with yourself. If you're off, you're just kind of like a coming right in. So just keep breathing into that center point, letting yourself drop down. So what happens a lot with people when they look at, when they try to tune into something internal or in a deeper space, what they'll do is they'll go like this. They'll be coming out this way and going in. So since I'm saying the chest, so I'm going to chest level. You don't want to do that because that's actually pulling yourself out of yourself. And we want to be in our beings, in line. So come to the center of your head, just like bring your awareness. So open your eyes for a minute, look at something, come into your body, feel come into the space or space around you. Feel yourself settle into your body. Hi, Cherie. And then kind of close your eyes and just allow yourself to, as if you're putting your head down on a pillow, but your head's not moving, just kind of drift back to the middle of your head. Hey, Marlu, good to see you. And luminous colors. Nice, nice name. Yes, luminous. Let's all be luminous here. So slowly just drifting back till your center of your head and just kind of feel that space. So just, and then from there, drop down. So it's actually pulling you into your body and then down into the chest space where we are. Finding that middle point in the chest. So for those who are new, I tend to like jiggle around like I just did when things shift, not just for myself, but just for the space and the space for the group. Coming to that center, find yourself in that center point, really connect in and stay there for a minute, just with your breath, with the awareness. I'm gonna like just drop everybody down further to open up to the rest of the body. But just for you, just keeping your awareness there, the center of the chest. And just feeling yourself breathing. Like I said earlier, just feeling the physical movement of the chest as you breathe in and out. So focus on that for a little bit. And when your mind really drops into that, see if you can notice also kind of this bigger movement that's beyond the physical. And it almost feels like it's like your spirit. Hey, Harold, good to see you. Hope you are well. It's been a while since I've seen you around, so hope you're doing good. And it's like it's like your spirit breathing the physical body kind of thing. So it's an interesting movement. So let's get really quiet here and just focus on center of your chest. With your awareness. And then just feeling that breath, feeling the breath as the air comes in and out. and feeling the space around you also moving, the space I'm talking about right here, right around your body. You might all the way to arm's length out, but especially right around your body, and feel that movement in that space also. Yeah, so I get a little clearing here for the group already, so that's really good. That always happens, we get off center a little bit. We get pulled into some direction or other, and it's like we pick up dust at the energetic level. So when we do this about coming, really connecting in and just being in that stillness with ourselves, we clear out the dust. Okay, and if you notice your mind noticing for a little bit of worry coming up. So you notice there's a little bit of talking in the head there, just take a deep breath in, hold it, hold it, hold it, and then exhale. Exhale you all the way out. Fully exhale, squeezing the air out. And then the breathing will kick right back in automatically. Automatic system here that your body is there for survival, for living, for being alive. It's going to kick right back in. Oh, we need air. There it comes back in, and coming back into that center of your chest again. Yeah, I'm going to work a little bit on that because part of what's causing that worry is there's people. Is it people? A little bit of people, entities, and so entities is a word I use for anything that's non-physical. Just kind of a broad category, not and without. We're not going to get into the details of what it is, but it's a little interference. So that's causing somebody to pull kind of up out of themselves a little bit. And when we pull out of ourselves, things like we get into certain patterns that and like mental and that as we kind of come into our bodies, that clears out. So kind of why are we pulling out? So there's these little things here so I'm going to work on that to just shift that. You might notice that there's also kind of this deeper stillness that has just come through. So that's real nice. Yeah. It's very quiet. It's just also very quiet, very still as this shifts out. Yeah, very nice. Still focusing on that center chest. I'm going to have everybody uh, come in a little lower just to help be a little bit more grounded in the body. Um, 'Cause it's a little too top heavy for the group, for where we the group is at right now. So I'll just guide you through this. It's fine. We'll just be with the awareness in your heart space, your chest, and very slowly, like you're taking a slow elevator down, just dropping straight down from that center point in the chest, and straight down, very slowly, very gently. We're going to drop all the way down to the center of the pelvic area. It's kind of kind of can see that as the you could as the kind of the space for our physical beings because that's the strongest expression of our physical bodies comes in that groin area, pelvic area. There we go. Yeah. And we're going to open that up into the legs, but just keeping your awareness at the core of the pelvic area, pelvic region, basin. Move that through the legs as well. Yeah, there we go. Grounding's a little funny right now because there's a lot of things going on with even the Earth grid. There's a lot of interference with that going on right now. We're also in a transition, so the old way of grounding. There's the old and there's the new, and we're in between. So grounding is a little different right now. It's so we can't just ground into the planet of the Earth. It's not really working. Not and it's not working like it did. So people are trying to ground into that, and then like I said, there's interference with the Earth grid. There's an attempt to interfere with the Earth grid at the energetic level. So everybody, of course, is now going, well, how do we ground? So that's right now working with that with you guys. So just in that lower uh, abdomen area, bringing your awareness into that area. Some people will have different grounding points within their body, or different points within their body that can act as grounding points for them. Solar plexus is also coming up for some of you. So if that feels better, try both and see what feels better. Try it. Let's have everybody come down to the pelvic basin, center of that. Breathe into that. Let's stay for that for a minute and just see how that feels. We'll do a comparison. It's always kind of fun to do comparisons because then you can really get a better sense of what's what. So awareness at the center of the pelvic area. Breathing into that, letting yourself come down through the middle of the head all the way down, and also energetically. So that will have this, follow that awareness. So for some of you, it feels like it just wants kind of pull back up. Now it could be pulling back up because you're so used to being it more up here in your head. That's a very general tendency for humanity. Um, so just notice that for a minute. And if you feel nice and settled in that area, fine. Just notice that too. Whatever's coming up for you as you have your awareness in that pelvic basin, just notice that. And just to have that sense of what it's like now, and we'll compare. It's always easier to compare. Get a sense. It's like, if you ever do like wine tasting or olive oil tasting, you can taste one, but when you taste it and then taste another one, you have a better sense of what each one tastes like. So this is the flavor of pelvic basin, being centered in the pelvic basin. So yeah, everybody's kind of settled nicely in there. And again, just notice what it feels like. It's okay if you can't put words to it. Okay, well, now let's all move kind of just gently move back up to the solar plexus, right below the ribs, middle of that area that's between the ribs. Yeah, and for some of you are going, ah, like just kind of really relaxing into that place. Some of you are kind of feeling a little grumpy, or irritated, or a little kind of, and just breathe into that. Just notice. It's just an exploration. So you can always shift to what feels best for you. Yeah, just again, this is just trying it out and you'll have a deeper appreciation for what really works for you when you try something that doesn't work so well for you. Then then it anchors in more. Okay, this is my spot because you have a comparison. You have a different experience of something else to compare it to. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So now let's just take a nice deep breath in, hold it at the top, 5, and then release out. At the bottom of breath, hold it for about 3. And then when you come back into your breath, just let yourself go to the spot that feels the best. It could be the chest, it could be the solar plexus, it could be the lower abdomen. And maybe it's even somewhere else, but that's a good place to start. Yeah. And just see where you're drawn to go. Some of you are back in the heart space. There's, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 at the solar plexus. And then I see, oh, I don't know, 1 to 3, it's not clear. Um, in the lower abdomen. So wherever you landed, just breathe into that. Let yourself just really connect in. And if you're in another area, that's fine. Just kind of explore where you are and see how that feels in terms of feeling really just grounded in your body and centered and just kind of like that weight that just holds you in there. Yes, someone is in their head, which is all right. That's fine. Yeah, it's just being in the center of your head. So that's fine. I'm just gonna open up the throat area for people. Just keep breathing into wherever your spot is. Your there we go for the throat. That's opening up. Good. This is actually opening up at a much deeper level. So it's not the physical throat. It's not the expression. It's actually a much deeper connection at the 5th dimensional level that's coming in, that's opening up for people. That's kind of important for as we move into the new. A lot of this stuff is really, yeah, October, like I said, is a really big month for all of this. sort of really, to me, it feels like it's going to be it's a definitive break from the old, and we've been kind of slowly breaking off from the old, but there's something about October that's just boom, that's it. So this is part of getting people ready. My sense is that it's happening sometime after mid-October. There's that kind of turning point somewhere after mid-October. And that's actually opening up the channel, that center core channel of pure essence, for everybody. So not opening it up more, kind of cleaning it out. Yeah, very good. Boy, interesting session today. We never know where we're going to go with these. This is just cool stuff, fun stuff. Very good. So wherever you are in your anchor point, anchor spot within you, also see if you can notice that core channel going right through your point. And it actually goes to infinity in both directions, out the top of your head and bottom of your pelvic floor between just if you're standing up, so it'll go straight down through um, between the legs, because the legs aren't going to be on either side of that. And that your anchor point just holding you right there. So let's take a breath into this point. It's this kind of point of stillness here. It might feel like you're floating, because in essence you are, because there's the earth grounding is not happening like before. It feels like your feet aren't on the earth, but you're grounded. Just it's a new internal grounding. Notice that even with this grounding, there's a sense of just being stable, steady. So just breathing into all of that. Everybody holding very nice and still. The whole group is holding very well, very nicely here. So now what I want you to do, take a deep breath into where you're at now. Feel that. Feel that place. Steady. That's centered. And that anchoring into yourself. And then gently open your eyes and gaze softly around you as you just notice what you were just sensing with your eyes closed and just having the two, the physical environment and this deeper sensing, just feeling that for a moment. Yeah, very nice. I'm gonna raise my iPhone just a little bit. There we go. Kind of have to look at two angles here. It's okay. Um, yeah, thanks everybody for joining in. Interesting session for interesting times. If anybody has a question, you can post wherever you are on. I'll see. I'll just tap in for a minute, see if there's anything that's coming up in particular. Yeah, this worry is coming up again. Worry, anxiety. They're kind of they're kind of similar. Um, a little concern about what's up ahead. How can we stay in this place? Oh, good question. Okay, I'll get to you in a minute. Little anxiety, worry about moving forward. Um, and actually, that's tying right into your question. So the most important thing we can do for ourselves right now is just coming back into that connection. So for one, I'll be posting that on Instagram, so you can always come back to it and refer to it. But even just remembering what we did, so feeling that core channel in yourself. And if you had a particular point that you were drawn to that felt really kind of comfy, like sort of like sitting down in a big comfy couch, and you just sit there and it's like, okay, I'm good here, kind of feeling. Um, Come into that point where you can just come into your chest space, and feel yourself really in there. Um, Being really connected to our physical bodies is really important. Uh, so as you do that, letting yourself feel the breathing, notice your breath, come into noticing your breath, noticing that movement of the breath. Whenever we have this run around that happens because we get a little sidetracked from ourselves in life. Take a deep breath in, notice your breath, come into your breath, kind of like maybe even close your eyes. Sometimes that can be easier. So all of these little things will help you come back to that place. Because what's it's great to stay in that place, but what's even more important is to be able to come back to this place when we get off, because we're bound to get off, even if it's just for a flash, and it's about coming right back to that place. So a lot of it is practice, a lot of it is just kind of these reminders. It's like a skill to develop. So we don't we don't ride a bike immediately the first time we get on, but as we practice, we get better, so that whenever we get out off the bike, we get right back on, and it's just, oh yeah, it's automatic kind of thing. Um, is that helpful? Do you need more specifics? Um, you can let me know. Martin over here says, yes, beautiful clear space. Yeah, kind of very nice space today. Things are showing up really differently this month, so it's really cool. Oh, Ilaria just joined it. Hello. Um, So luminous colors, feel like at least one, there's probably maybe others but I kind of feel like a little bit of that jittery kind of thing that's kind of like anxiety, depression. So just come into your chest, you know, you feel that, just come into your chest, come into that center place. Let yourself really feel and connect to your body. Kind of pull in your awareness from what's happening around and bring your awareness to the physical body and breathing into that. That's a really kind of easy place. But let me know if that makes sense for you, and that's a good place to start. But I'll post this video on my, so you can always come back to it as needed when you just need that refresher, because like all of us, all of a sudden something kind of derails us a little bit. So we get derailed, we get right back on. The grounding being different these days makes total sense. I'm noticing I'm not as grounded lately and having to try to figure it out again. Yeah, yeah, very much. And over here, yes, thanks. Okay, great. Glad that was good. Um, so yeah, we're things are shifting drastically, or have been, but we're really it's that mid zone, and that's been coming up for people. Let's see. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. All right. Well, we'll call it a day, and back next Wednesday live on Instagram and YouTube and um, Facebook. Hit a like wherever you are, so that just more people might. Okay, anybody out there who needs it. We've got how many 7 billion people on the planet, so for those who are on the channels looking for this, so they can find it. Loved it. Thanks, Marianne, and everyone. Yeah, it's a group affair. That's right. So thank you all for showing up, and we'll see you next Wednesday. We've got our apply group going on that started. Really amazing start to October. And the focus is basically the pure God. So that's kind of an interesting one. Um, but it's really about coming into full ownership of ourselves. And the first session was just a really amazing session where we really took that time to. So just I'll just share this with everybody, because this is a good place. Taking that moment before you step into the new, to just feel where you're at, acknowledge kind of the end, what's coming to an end, and acknowledge and be with it, appreciate, because once you step into the new, you'll never be back here again. And I've said this with other people, just, before you start something, take that moment. You'll never be here again. And kind of a really clear example to give people, it's kind of a funny one, but, you know, before you've had sex for the first time, once you've had sex, that's it. You can never go back to where you were before you've had sex for the first time. So that's kind of a funny thing, a funny one to bring up, but that's a really clear example for people, because it's so it's such a marker for everybody. Um, so take this time, wherever you're at in your life, to just acknowledge where you've been, and uh, and then you can, turn towards what's coming. We're not there yet, but turn in that direction. kind of thing. So agreed plies off to a great start as usual. Yes. So thank you all for showing up today. It was fun, and we'll see you next Wednesday, same time, same places.